So here we are with the Minyard and Minyard minicast covering all the subjects that I've talked about this week, blabbing on my videos. Hi, Rick. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
What do you think of the hat?
I saw you quizzing people. What do you think it means?
It, well, I know what it means because I made
No,
it
no,
up.
no. I mean, no,
Oh,
you were
oh yeah,
saying you
yeah,
were
yeah.
asking that.
I
People
didn't
were
fool
saying
anybody. I didn't fool a lot.
maybe an alpha daddy again. Uh,
No, there were a few that didn't get it, but I would say two-thirds of them figured it out. Make America a democracy again. So here's the deal. I'm in on the ground floor here. I mean, I invented this. We start a hat factory, call it Minyard and Minyard and Company, Minyard and Company, whatever.
something. If you
Mhm.
just do it to a million bucks, that would do
And,
it.
and,
10
and by the
million
way,
bucks, that would do it.
you don't pay Social Security on your wealth, you pay it on your income.
Well, right, but at some point, these guys are making a lot of money on their income
That's
too.
okay. That's okay. I will just settle on your income. You have to declare some sort of
Yeah,
income, but
yeah,
I don't know why there should be any limit on it. They're
yeah.
paying, if they're worth $100 billion, they're paying the same percentage I do at, $250,000 or,
Yeah.
you know, uh,
You stop contributing into Social Security in
yeah,
case you
you're
don't
absolutely
know
right.
at that
Absolutely
level. I
right.
mean, it's that's the easiest thing in the world to resolve that issue right there.
Anyway, I visited later in the week, and we'll talk about this down the road, but I visited this subject again when I pointed out that Mackenzie Scott, who is not a centibillionaire, has got 37 billion in her settlement with Jeff Bezos after they divorced. She got 37 billion. Over the next 6 years, she contributed 19 billion of that, half of it, basically, to charities. She still has $35 billion. So that shows you how much income they have. So I will take that formula and apply it to the others later on in the week. Monday, MAGA, here's how I'd label this: MAGA turns, Trump babbles, the Epstein files. That's when the Epstein files broke loose.
Again,
Anything to say?
a couple of things. Yeah, the story that won't go away. I think this one, for whatever reason, has legs as far as Trump's scandals go. I mean, he's always involved in a scandal. Have you realized that? Ever since he came on the scene, he's been involved in a scandal,
And before, he loves
one
scandals.
or another. This one seems to maybe have the potential of breaking the fever, the MAGA fever. And it's because so many of them, through this QAnon crap, and remember the pizza place in DC and all that, and the pedophile ring and all those rumors, and Hillary Clinton and everything else. Well, it turns out that Trump and his buddy, looks like, were knee deep in pedophilia and in his orgies and all that kind of crap. And his people are righteously pissed off. They've put their reputations on the line, if you will, to the point of demanding that this stuff be released under the thought that they were going to nail the Clintons and the Hollywood types and all this other stuff. But now they're having to answer for Trump
Well,
and his people.
let's put it this way. If Trump isn't guilty of anything, he sure the hell has made himself look guilty.
he's
And
he's the worst. He's a PR disaster. What is it? What do they call those guys that come in and the fixers, the PR fixers that try to contain bad stories and media and all that stuff? He's their worst nightmare. He won't
yeah,
shut the
now
hell up.
he has come out with telling his Attorney General Pam Bondi, here's what you want to do. You want to get the grand jury testimony and just put that out there. This will cover it. No, it's not. I don't think so. Maybe who
Oh,
knows?
but
Maybe
first of
they're
all,
gullible enough.
if you look at the words he used, pertinent or whatever he used some very serious words. She's going to determine what's real. She's already been corrupted. If this scandal gets worse, she's going to end up going down just like everybody else that gets affiliated with him goes down. And whether she goes to prison or not depends on the crimes that were committed. But if this one has got another element to it. And Trump is not able to wiggle his way out of this so far, and it's
Mhm.
frustrating him, and it's frustrating him big time.
Hi, Lisa. I just saw Lisa walk out.
Yeah, Lisa's
Uh,
cruising around behind us here. She just got back from the farmer's market, so
I see.
yeah,
Okay, I'm going to just interject here something. We just passed 50,000 followers
I saw
this
that.
week. 50,000 followers. That's pretty good, huh? And
Yeah.
I've got later on in the week, I think Wednesday, I'm going to make a special announcement for people. Be sure you listen in because it's going, I'll just give you this little hint. It's called the 99 Cent Project. That's
Okay.
coming. That's
Yeah.
coming. And okay, now
Hey, if you, by the
Tuesday,
way, if you sell those hats for 10 cents a piece to 50,000 people, you're talking about some real money.
real dough, yeah. I told you. Now, look, are you in then? Are you want to start a company? Uh, this is probably the most response I got all week was on this Tuesday subject, and I call it "Where the hell have you been, Obama?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Obama made a speech at
Yeah.
a fundraiser in New Jersey, and in the speech he called us a bunch of whiners. He said, "You got to get out there and start fighting." And I said, "Where have you been, Obama? We haven't seen you. I mean, maybe you've been here and there, but it hasn't made any news. We need you. We got to fight." That really pissed me off, and it pissed some people off that I was pissed off, and they let me have it. But seriously, that was not. You don't go to a fundraiser and tell people you're a bunch of whiners. You're supposed to, rah, cheer them up, make them contribute money, all that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. He needs to follow it up and continue that
Right.
approach. You can't
Out
just
there
come
on the
in,
hustings.
you can't do a drive-by shooting and criticize the liberals for not doing anything when
And
you
by the way, he
just
did it at the wrong time. People are out there every weekend. There are demonstrations. Jackie just went to one this Thursday, the second what was it called? No Kings rally.
Mhm.
And they really are. They're motivated. I can see it every day on the responses I get here, and I'm not, unusual. That is happening. People want to do something, do something, do something. They want him to help them do something, and
Yeah,
we need a
he needs to take a stand, either continue to stay in the background and let the Gavin Newsoms and the AOCs and the Crockett's and the some of the others who are carrying the water right now in government and elsewhere, or get in line with them, get out in front of them, go
Mhm.
for it. People will listen to you, so use your status, use your voice, and help us here. Help us. Let's get rid of
Mhm.
this guy.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
he is weakened right now.
You
He is.
know, the way most presidents do it after they're out of office, I don't know where this ever started, but they just shut up. They were the most
Well,
powerful woman in the world till January 20th, the year they're exiting, and after that, they're a ghost.
did you just
And
say most powerful woman in the world? I think you did.
I don't think I did, but that would be a nice thing if I did.
Yeah, I know.
That I would have
We
said
haven't
that.
had a woman president, but okay.
Yeah, I think I said man, but anyway, Rick, you digress.
No,
The point
it
I'm making
stood
is
out.
that Trump changed that. Trump spoke every single fucking day that he was out of office, and he won. So I don't think that goes anymore. I think when you are a person who's leader of your party, I think you need to be that you wanted this. You asked for it. You became president. You don't get to quit after you're president. My opinion,
Well,
which
and
is a good opinion.
we can't really rely, unfortunately, on the last Democratic president, to do that.
No, because he's ill.
Yeah,
The
he
guy
doesn't have
he can't do it. Yeah.
the fortitude to pull it off. So it's
Speaking
default.
of ill, so is Trump. He has swollen ankles. Okay. I would like.
Did you see the thing that somebody
Yes.
posted? The picture of Roy Scheider from Jaws. We're going to need a bigger ankle bracelet.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Oh,
go with my next. Oh, this is my.
classic.
I had two great ideas this week, and this is my first great idea of the week. I called it "Soak the Rich; They Won't Even Feel It." It goes back to what I said earlier about the centibillionaires, and let me go through this. Mackenzie Scott gets 37 billion, spends 19 billion in 6 years, ends up with almost the same amount she started with. So I said, let's use the McKinsey principle. And I used Elon Musk, the other end of the scale. He's worth more than 10 times what she is. Let's just say 10 times though. So you take her 19 billion that she spent, multiply it for Elon Musk, it's 190 billion that he will spend over the next 6 years. He will put into the government coffers. The government makes this deal with him. They say you can never make more than $400 billion, but you won't make less. You have to be able to
You can't be
live.
worth more than that. Yeah, anything you're
Yeah,
earning
right, right,
when
right,
you
right, right,
yeah
right. Yeah, he can't be worth more than 400 billion.
yeah
So the and but you are also won't be worth less. In other words, you got to get by on 400 billion. I think that's fair.
That's
And so
tough.
he would have paid in 6 years $190 billion to the federal government. And and let me say, you'll have to work that out at what it is per year. But I think I had 69 billion a year or something like that. And then you take all the 100 billionaire people, the centibillionaires in the country, 15 or 20, you're talking about, as you said, some real money. That will never happen.
Hmm.
But it does point out to you how ridiculous it is that we're worried about the rich people paying too much in income taxes. They shouldn't be paying less. They should be paying one hell of a lot more, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're by definition, they're not hurting. You got
Right.
people hurting. But again, this is the modern version of what happened in the late what 1700s in France, right?
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
was such
absolutely.
a diverse, such a difference in wealth between the people and the aristocracy in those days
Hmm.
that it just wasn't sustainable. And look at what happened.
And we're going to have the first in few years, the first trillionaire. I mean, we will look at his wealth since 2020, when he's got the first 100 billion. Musk is up to 400 billion. So if that keeps going, it won't be long. 5 years
Well, like
under,
you
he'll
pointed
be worth
out,
a trillion.
at some point, you can't spend it fast enough. It just keeps growing.
McKinsey proved that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, okay. Now Thursday, I labeled this Trump goes crazy. Now even MAGA is attacking him. He says, "Fuck you. I don't want you anyway."
Hey,
He went on that rant.
listen, he is testing the theory of that fifth shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue theory. He's pushing that to the limit, and I think we've had our shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue moment.
No
We've
kidding.
had that moment has happened, and all eyes, we've all got our popcorn out. We're watching what's going on. You saw what Nick Fuentes said this week, right? He
Hmm.
said, "Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're lazy. We're done with you." I mean, he
Yeah, they
laid
called him
into it.
fat, old. Oh,
Yeah.
that's the worst thing you could be called. Well, of course, Nick Fuentes himself is a Nazi, so
Well, of
to know
course. I mean,
that.
it's not like I'm defending Nick Fuentes. I'm just saying when you've lost Nick Fuentes.
And remember, he was Trump's Nazi. He
Well,
dined
sure.
with Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
Along with what's his name? Kanye, right?
Yeah, what happened to him, by the way? Where's he been?
He's nuts. I don't know.
Well, not right, but that
I
doesn't
don't know.
necessarily disqualify him.
He shows
Um,
up with his naked girlfriend at all these Hollywood parties and stuff.
that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal, Friday, Wall Street Journal exclusive on Epstein's birthday party. And now Trump has sued them. Of course, that's what he does, is sue people. But first of all, what it says is, well, you want to explain it? You know
Well,
what the Wall
the
Street Journal story
lawsuit
is?
says it's a fake letter. It's basically they posted the letter that was discovered. Now, this letter apparently, we've learned, was part of a book of birthday cards, essentially,
Hmm.
that Ghislaine Maxwell put together for Epstein's 50th birthday.
And that was during the time that Trump was really good friends with Epstein.
2003. 2003.
Mhm.
He was 50 years old. So
Mhm.
she contacted all of his buds, all of his circle, and said,
Which you would assume would include Trump for sure.
well, of course, they were best
Yeah.
friends. Even Trump
Hmm.
said, I've known him for 15 years. He's a great guy. All that. So yeah, he falls into that. He would have been upset had he not been asked to contribute to
Sure.
that, right? So it wasn't just Trump that sent him this card. It was a whole book full of cards. Now it happened to have Trump's in there too. So we have to believe and they've seen this birthday card, let's call it, that was hand done, and apparently they were done. All kinds of who's who of people you'd recognize are in there, and it's all his circle of smarmy friends is what it amounts to. Rich, smarmy, disgusting friends. You had the former prime minister of Israel, forgot Baruch, is that his name? He's part of that cabal. Anyway, so the Wall Street Journal gets this, and this was part of the evidence that the Justice Department back in the 2000s had on Epstein when they were investigating him, right?
Hmm.
So it's been known for a while. Well, the Wall Street Journal somehow got a hold of this and plucked Trump's out of there, and so we're to believe that the Wall Street that that this thing that has been around since 2003 was faked back in 2003? Is that what he's trying? It's fake?
Mhm.
Yeah, again, his instinct to call everything fake and made up and hoax and all that, he doesn't think it through because it's so easily disproven. He's going to have to, if this lawsuit goes forward, I mean, he's filed it, but it doesn't mean it's not going to get tossed right away, which it will. But he's now got a, under discovery, rules of discovery, he can be deposed and they can ask him questions and they have access now to all this stuff. And they were going to, it's absurd. And what is the first thing he says? I don't write pictures. That's a brilliant way of saying you don't draw pictures, but okay, I don't write pictures. Well, look at what I just posted this morning. I found it on one of the publications on our Facebook page. Friends,
Couple of things. The paper, Wall Street Journal, is owned by Rupert Murdoch,
well,
Fox News.
I was, of
There's
course, when you
that.
get to that, I mean,
But to me, the worst part of that story didn't get enough attention, and that is that Trump thought it was okay to level with us that he called Rupert Murdoch when he found out this story was coming out to tell him to kill the story. And he says Rupert said he would. Of course, I'm sure that didn't happen because it's Trump talking and he always lies. But that he thinks that would exonerate him somehow, it makes him more guilty.
of
That you would
course,
try to get them to kill a story and you tell us about it.
right,
That is
right.
just, oh God, it just
Well, the
makes
whole
me
thing,
crazy.
the whole Epstein thing, he's calling it a hoax perpetrated by Democrats and all this stuff. This thing has been around for so long, and the list that doesn't exist is a hoax, and I'm not on it.
Mhm.
We're, it almost makes your brain hurt trying to
Yeah,
follow his
yeah.
twisted
There
logic.
was
I
no
mean,
list, and Obama wrote it.
yeah, Obama somehow, but wow, Obama's back from I mean, it's
Now,
like, I mean, it's so absurd.
we're talking about FBI files, interviews that they did, people they talked to, maybe even Epstein himself that they talked to.
Well,
We can't see that because why? Because Trump doesn't want us to see it. And yet, and you know what? I didn't realize this until I thought about it. I hadn't really thought much about the Epstein files, but the people in MAGA,
oh, that's
The
all.
Q people,
Are you kidding?
man, they
No,
were thinking about it big time.
that's why they reelected him. He promised to release the files. Do you remember?
Mhm. Yeah.
That was one of his key things. He and his people. We're gonna release. J.D. Vance sat in there. We're gonna release the files. We got to know what's in there. We got to know. We got to expose
Yeah.
these people. We got to, now.
Um,
I mean, my God, we are. I
you know
hate.
what? We got to spend more time realizing how funny these people are. I know it's serious and they could create a civil war, but until they do, we got to be able to laugh.
Oh,
You
I
know,
mean, I'm just so, I'm so sick and tired of stupid people. I am so tired of having stupid people around me, I mean,
yeah.
around us generally. It's just we gotta stop. We didn't used to be this stupid. We are stupid. I am so ashamed of this
Don't
country.
include me in that.
Well, no, with
I know what you mean.
the broader we, the royal we, I
The
mean,
other people, we.
yeah, everybody but us. No, it's just amazing how you don't even have to put much thought into it to know. You just know he's knee deep in this stuff. This is so Donald Trump. I mean, look at the
Mhm.
pictures from him dancing around, looking,
Oh God, that dancing instinct.
pointing out with Epstein. Look at her, huh? Over there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
ogling all those
God,
women. Yeah.
those are the guys you'd take in the bathroom and beat the shit out of when you were in college or whatever if they were pointing at your girlfriend like that or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a
Actually, they wouldn't. Back in what that tells us is how bad we were back in those old days, because all of us during the 50s and 60s and 70s, right up until Me Too, I guess, uh, were unaware of what ogres we were.
chasing tail.
Yeah, sort of, Anyway, Saturday, that's today. Oh, right. This is the one that came out today. Ellison, CBS, and oh my God is the way I put it. The nation's second richest man now, Larry Ellison, Oracle Corporation, is going to be the power behind CBS. He's putting up all the money, $8 billion. I think he's putting up 6 billion of that. His son is the CEO of the company that's buying it, Skydance Media. And so he's going to be calling the shots over at CBS. They started out early, by firing Colbert. Colbert was the leading late night guy of the big three, on the mainstream networks. And yet they fired him. That could only be for one reason. They say it's financial. Come on, you always say that. The truth is he was a success, but he picked on Trump every night because
Yep.
Trump is funny and he made fun of him. And that was not going to go well with the new people.
Listen, this is another one of those things. They can say whatever they want. This has everything to do with the fact that Trump made a phone call and said, I want Colbert gone.
You think? Well, he didn't have to. He could just. Ellison is he and Ellison are tight. Ellison was one of his earliest backers. He didn't have to call. He can just lean over and talk to him. But
Oh, but yeah, I mean, I mean, Kimmel, they don't have anything on ABC now because they settled that lawsuit. So Kimmel, I mean, listen, CBS and Paramount, they want this merger or sale to go through. So they rely on Trump's, FCC to approve it, right?
mhm.
Isn't that the
Well, yeah,
deal?
but that's just a formality now.
No, but I mean, he could hold it up if wasn't happy with them.
Right. What Trump could do? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure it was made clear that Colbert's going to be fine. He's going to land somewhere. He's
I
two
don't
people.
understand why they didn't wait until the sale actually happened. Maybe it was because of some contractual thing that they had to meet. Maybe that was it. But anyway, it just we really have to consider. Look, Greg Gutfield, you were telling me this over at Fox
Mhm.
had a bigger rating by a million a night or something like
Oh,
that.
more than Colbert, but you have to understand that the big three, as you called it, and Comedy
Uh,
Central, for that matter,
mhm.
they dilute the left-leaning audience, the
Right,
whole
right.
time. So
Yeah, but anyway,
that's the
I
key.
think we have to. I'm going to do a piece on this next week. I think we have to support the people that represent our values a little better than we do. The left, Democrats, wokes, don't do that very well. I think we have to take places like MSNBC, for instance, on cable and support them. Those people are out there and they're in danger. Of we're going to be taken if we're taken, and that's what they have to do. We've talked about this over and over and over again. They have to take control of the media. They cannot have an independent, probing media because they can't get away with stuff. That's the way fascist governments do it.
Sure.
So I'll talk about that. But I really believe now 60 Minutes has got to be on the chopping block. He's
Oh
not
yeah.
going to,
Well, I
huh?
mean, you can't. You're not. If you control the outlet, you're not going to stand for. Well, I mean, Comedy Central is a Paramount property.
That's right. That's right. That's
And
right.
they skewer the hell out of him every single night with Jordan Klepper and
Right.
the
Right. I hope
new
they
comedians.
continue.
Yeah, and Jon Stewart, of course. They'll take their act somewhere else. So there'll be plenty to snap them up. They're too
And you
talented.
know that Colbert is in going to be in demand somewhere.
Oh, of course. He's gold. The guy is at the top of his game right now. But don't
Mhm.
forget, this wasn't just the Colbert Show forever. David Letterman carried the show for how long?
I don't know. Long
20,
time.
22 years or something.
Mhm.
We should also point out, by the way, Colbert got a lot more of the attention, but this is the dumbest group of people up there. They fired Comey's daughter, who prosecuted Epstein's case. She's leaving
Mhm.
with she's seen all the files. These
So she
files,
can
it's not like they've got one set of files that we're going to hide. These things have been,
so she can be called before Congress under sworn testimony and tell what she knows.
well, those videos aren't just in one spot. They've been digitized. They exist out there.
Mhm.
They exist. There's been all kinds of FBI agents and field agents and researchers and all that who've been poring over them. They've all seen them. There are a lot of people who know what's on those in those files and on those tapes. It's gonna leak. We're gonna get them eventually.
Mhm.
And the harder they fight, it's like a fish. The harder the fish that gets hooked fights, the deeper that hook gets set, and that's what they don't understand. It's like
Even Alec,
the
even
cover up
Alec
is
Bald, even Alex Jones, even Alex
oh
Jones.
Alex Jones, yeah.
He said basically, geez, I thought I was crazy.
Yeah. He said on his shut up. You're making us look like morons. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Well,
Again,
let me,
when you've lost Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones and some of these others,
yeah,
you're not having a good day. And he just, again, they learned nothing from Nixon, right? It's
yeah.
the cover up is always worse than the.
Of course, remember, even if he goes full term, Trump theoretically can't run again. We'll see what happens there.
Oh,
But
he's not going to live that long. Look at him. His ankle, he's going to explode at some point. His skin is falling off, for God's sake.
yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to make it. And by the way, we both have experience with relatives and people we've known with dementia.
Dementia, yeah.
There's two ways. I've seen it in my family, and no, Lisa and my family, in both cases. One, the dementia sets in and it goes really quickly. The other, it drags on forever in slow increments, right? His
Hmm.
is pretty rapid at this point. He every time he stands up to talk in a public place, he steps on himself. And then the stories come. He's losing his mind. He can't keep a train of thought. He rambles. He goes off on tangents. He talks about his uncle who taught at MIT and taught Ted Kaczynski, who went to Harvard. And 10 years later, you know what I mean? It's like where he gets this stuff, I don't
It's
know.
it's
But
something that comes to him in that few minutes that he sleeps at night, I
his
think.
mind is broken, and he talks about his uncle's. He had a degree, master's in what was it? He said chemistry and science, and this. He was an engineer, you know. He had an engineering background, so the guy is he'll just I don't know if it's lies or just his demented, destroyed brain, diseased brain is just misfiring, you
And a
know.
couple of times every week, I think to myself, what if this was Biden doing all this stuff? Can you
Well,
imagine?
well, yeah, but I can't imagine because they much less, and the media couldn't get off of that. Now they're
Yeah,
kind of, his pressure on the media. You got to say it's working to a certain extent because they
yeah.
let him slide a lot.
Well, listen, I think we've covered it pretty well. That's what happened last week. Next week, as I say, we'll continue holding I will continue holding Trump's feet to the ground. Well, I should be honest. Half the stuff I talk about are suggestions from Rick. He sends me these stories all the time. And
I'm your unofficial researcher.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll get back to you a week from now and tell you about the week that was. Thanks.